Bats, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited because today we're going to be opening up every single minifigure from Frozen 2 that I could find. I know it looks a little wonky right now, but that's only because they're so big that I'm having trouble fitting them in the frame. Don't worry, we're going to be taking a look at every single set individually, and we are going to start with this big pack right here in the back. So here's a close-up before we open it. This is called the Ultimate Frozen Collection and contains 9 figures, including the exclusive rider. All of the other characters except for the Nokk and Sven can be bought separately. However, this is a little bit more cost-effective. At Target, this retails for $39.99, but they do occasionally have sales, so I ended up getting this one for 20% off. We are going to start with the Anna figure. So she is in her travel outfit with a removable cape, which I will show you guys in just a second. Her hair is pulled back with the braid behind her head, just like it is for most of the movie. She can bend at the waist, as well as her head can turn and go up and down. What I will say is that the heads do pop off. So while the box says that these are for ages 3 and up, I don't think I would recommend them for kids 3 and under. I think 4 and up would be a better option, just because the heads can be pretty tricky to pop back on. But what I will say is that the removable heads do make it easier to take off the accessories. So you'll have to weigh the pros and cons of that for your child and their specific skills. Her outfit without the cloak is simply her black traveling outfit. We can see the sash around her neck, however we cannot see the little carrying piece that she has in the movie where she stores all of the things she needs on her journey. My first impression of these little dolls is that they are very well made. The faces look pretty normal. All of the paint seems to be in place, and while the arms and feet are flexible, I do not get the feeling that they are going to easily break off. Our next figure is going to be Anna's sister. So we have Elsa. She's also in her traveling outfit. Again, the feet and the arms are a little bit flexible, but they seem to be pretty well made onto the doll. She has her hair pulled to the side in a braid, which my camera is not wanting to focus on, but there we go. It's detailed. Now her head does turn. However, you can only really turn it to the left because the braid is kind of blocked by her shoulder. Just like Anna's, her cape is removable. And this one, you don't need to remove her head to easily remove it. To put it back on, simply line it back up and press over the shoulders. And Anna and Elsa's journey could never be complete without our little Olaf figure. So he has a pearlescent finish, and his arms and the little twigs on his head do move just a little bit. His head turns just like the other figures, but he does not have any removable pieces, which is probably a good thing since he is pretty small. Here's a look at the back. He's very, very plain, but he is a snowman, and I like that his buttons are just like they are in the movie. Our next figure is going to be Kristoff, so his arm moves up. This arm is molded into a bent position and also moves. He bends at the waist as well, however his legs are separated, whereas Anna and Elsa's are not. So he has a little bit more movement. He's in a plain leather outfit, just like the movie, and his head is also removable. I didn't mention it, but Olaf's head is not removable, so we don't have to worry about losing the snowman's head. Our last traveling companion is going to be Sven the reindeer. So just like Olaf, his head can turn, but is not removable, and that is the only moving piece on this figure. His antlers are a little bit flexible, but the rest of him is molded into a hard plastic shape. And while Kristoff has more leg movement than the other dolls, as you guys can see, he does not fit very nicely onto Sven's body to ride him. And now that we've finished with the traveling crew, we're going to go ahead and move on to the Nathalia people. We have Honeymare here, so just like the movie, she has her little hat with the braid in the back. Just like Anna and Elsa, she bends at the waist. Her feet and arms are a little bit flexible, as well as jointed up at the top. Her head moves just like the other ones, and again, her head is removable. And this is the exclusive rider figure. So this is Honeymare's brother. He has the same kind of hat. His head moves just like the other dolls and is removable. He moves at the shoulders and at the waist. So unlike Kristoff, he does not have dual leg movement. He is very well painted just like the other figures, and his legs seem to be a little bit more stiff, although the arms are pretty flexible. The The last figure that we have that they met in the forest is, of course, Lieutenant Matthias. So like the other ones, he has movement in his hands, movement in his arms, although his arms are not very flexible. He also has dual leg movement like Kristoff, but I will say that these are pretty stiff. I think that they will loosen up with play, but you may need to move their legs back and forth a little bit before you hand this over to your child. He is really well painted just like the other one, and his buttons and the little buckle do have a gold metallic finish. The last figure in this set is, of course, the water Nokk. So this is the water horse from the movie. Most of this is going to be a hard molded plastic. However, you guys can see that there is a little bit of flexibility in the mane, although there is not very much give with the tail. It goes from a transparent blue down into an opaque white color. And it does that on both sides. So this whole part of the mane is fairly flexible. And we can see just the amount of detail that goes into it, all the little ridges on the horse's body, as well as how the tail comes around, just like it does in the movie. There are no moving pieces on this figure, and just like Sven, the body of the water horse is too wide for any of the figures to ride. The only figures that I can get to stand on their own are Sven and the water Nokk. The rest of them are a little too top heavy, including Olaf. There is also a smaller Frozen pack. This includes 6 figures, so we have 5 of them already, which is why I did not go ahead and buy this one. It retails for $20 though if you are interested. You get Anna, Elsa, Kristoff, Sven, Olaf in the same pose. The only figure that you don't get is going to be Gail, which luckily I do have to show you guys today. So here she is. She is a clear figure with, of course, the leaves that she blows around in the movie. Gail can be bought separately from all of the packs. She is $5 and comes with the same little Olaf figure that we have in the Ultimate Collection pack. I do feel like this figure should have been included in the Ultimate Collector's pack. It doesn't make any sense to take out a figure from the smaller pack and not put it in the big pack, except that it is a marketing technique, so just be aware of that. They want you to buy more sets, so they don't include this one and instead put it in a single pack. The next pack that we are going to be opening is going to be called the Family Set. So we have the Queen and we have Anna and Elsa as children, as well as another duplicate of this Olaf figure in the back. Since Olaf is included in almost every single set, I do wish that they would have given us different poses. The last thing I'd like to note is that this one does have confetti in it. So these are a bunch of leaves, which I will also show you in a second. And the Ultimate Collector's pack that we just opened does not have confetti in it. So if you're looking for something that's not going to make a giant mess all over your floor, that might be a little bit of a better option. As it turned out, I was wrong about the confetti. The confetti is actually sealed in the back piece of plastic, and you can pop the figures out without having to release the confetti. However, what is a video of mine without making a little bit of a mess? The first character is a duplicate Olaf figure, so I'm going to go ahead and skip him and move on to someone else. Instead, here we have Elsa as a child. Her arms do move up and down, and they are slightly flexible. Her head can turn back and forth, and it looks like it may pop off, but I tried pulling on it and it's not moving. She has a headband and her hair pulled back in a short braid, and she does not bend at the waist like the adult figures do. And she's just as tall as her sister in this set, which is a little odd since she's taller in the movie. And here is Elsa's younger sister. So we have child Anna. Her arms move up and down just like her older sister, and they are pretty flexible. Her head turns, and as much as I pulled on her head, it did not pop off. So these seem to be made a little bit stronger than the adult figures in the Ultimate Collection. Her hair is pulled back into 2 braids, and she also has little tiny freckles on her cheeks. Just like her older sister, she does not bend at the waist, so except for her arms and head, she is a stationary figure. The last figure in this set is the Queen herself. Her hair is pulled back into a braided bun. She moves at the shoulder, the head, and the waist, just like the other big figures, but she does not have any removable pieces. And her head seems to be on a little bit better than the Anna and Elsa's in the first pack. One last thing to note is that none of these figures stand up on their own. Moving right along, we have the Anna and Olaf pack. This is from the beginning of the movie, so she is in her town outfit, and we're going to take a close-up look at everything that comes inside. And just like with the previous pack, you do not have to get the confetti everywhere to get your figures out of the packaging. Once again, we have a duplicate Olaf figure, so we're going to go ahead and move on to Anna from this set. This is probably my second favorite outfit that Anna wears. Her hair is pulled back up into a braided bun. She moves at the shoulders with flexible arms. Her head turns and her head does not come off very easily. She also bends at the waist just like her other figures, and she does not have any removable pieces. I do really like the detail on her skirt. It is raised, and whenever we turn her over, she also has raised detail in the back. The last thing that she comes with is this little basket. It has a movable handle, has some bread, some greens, some carrots, some parsnips it looks like. I'm not exactly sure what the white ones are. The food is not removable, but the basket does have a lot of woven detail on the bottom, the sides, and the handle. Anna can also carry the basket without it pulling her arm down, which is a nice touch, and a lot of the other figures can carry the basket as well. We are ready to open up some Elsa figures now, and because I just showed you Anna's morning outfit, we're going to go ahead and start with Elsa's. This one is called Elsa and the Trolls for obvious reasons. Packs that feature Elsa come with blue and white snowflake confetti, which just happened to match my nails today. And because I always get questions on it, the blue on my nails is Sally Henson. This is the color Blue Away, which is then coated with the color I've used on the rest of my nails, which is clean color in the color of metallic white. But enough about that, we're going to go ahead and move on to our Elsa figure. So like our first figure, her hair is pulled over to the side in a braid, which does limit how much her head can turn. This one seems to be a little bit tighter on her shoulders than the first one was, but her head does turn from side to side as well as bend just a little bit. She moves at the shoulder and the waist. And she has the same flexible arms that we are by now used to seeing. What I love though is that this is a removable skirt, so we can wear it the way that it was intended to be worn. We can spin it around to give her a different look, and it also fits up around her shoulders to make it look like a cape. But for now we're going to go ahead and remove this skirt and take a look at some of the details on her dress. Her top has a bunch of embossed detail, including the little stitching lines on her arm. At the bottom of her skirt, we can see the little element shapes. And on the back, she has the same embossed detail. We're going to go ahead and move on to the troll figures. So this is Pobby, and you guys can see all of the details on his hair and around his neck. I don't know if that's supposed to be hair, but that's what it looks like. Even his eyebrows have a little bit of textured detail. He has one hand sticking out, and although no part of this figure moves, he does have a lot of detail. I like these little pieces on the front, like the little glowing things he's wearing in the movie. I'm not sure that they ever actually named this troll. However, this is the one that first said they were going to adopt Kristoff. They have little green eyebrows as well as leaves for hair. Again, not sure if it's supposed to be hair or not. Has a little bit of a belt detail as well as the flower on the side of the head and one little tooth sticking out. Again, no part of these figures move, but that's okay. Our next set is also going to feature Elsa. The title of this one is Elsa and the Nokk. And as you guys can see, we have a brand new Elsa figure, a little add-on, and a different water Nokk figure. And it features the same snowflake confetti that we found in our other one. Starting with the Nokk figure, this is going to be the exact same pose as the other one that we saw. However, it is a completely different shade of blue and is transparent all the way through. So here they are right next to each other so you guys can see the difference. Which style is your favorite? Please leave me that down in the comments. I am curious to know. And while you're down there, if you've not already, please hit that like and subscribe button. It does help more people find my channel just like you did. And here is the Elsa from the Water Nokk pack. She has her hair in a ponytail that looks like it's half unbraided. She has her hands in an interesting position, and they do move just like the other dolls. She has a removable skirt that you can wear this way, or turn it around so that you can see her leggings or pants. I'm not really sure what they're supposed to be. This one has a little latch in the front, but we're gonna go ahead and take that off because so far she is the only doll that has some dynamic movement. So here you guys can see that her leg moves in two places. On on both sides. I really do wish that all of the figures move this way though. I feel like you can play a little bit more with it. Her head does the little bobble thing that all of them do. And I would like to note that she is barefoot, just like in the movie, and there's little tiny toe details. I will also be the first one to admit that her smile looks a little strange on this doll. This is the only face that I'm not a huge fan of. The last thing that we get in this pack is this little bit of ice magic. Now this has a little clip that can clip onto her arm. From either the top or the bottom, whichever way you prefer. It is a translucent glitter blue piece. It does have a little bit of flexibility, but it's more of a hard plastic than what the arms are made out of. I can't believe that we are down to our last two dolls, and these are my favorite figures. I don't know if they're Amazon exclusives. I have never seen these in store, but on Amazon they were $4.88 a piece, and I cannot wait to get them unboxed. Elsa features her snowflake confetti, and Anna features her leaf confetti. So first we have Queen Anna. She is of course in her Coronation outfit, which is absolutely gorgeous. The purple cape that she is wearing, as well as the bottom of her dress, do have a metallic finish, and so do the gold accessories and her crown. Her hair is pulled back into the bun, and it always reminds me of a pumpkin there at the back. The only thing that I don't like about this doll is that this cape doesn't latch around the shoulders. It's actually a little peg and a little hole in the back. So this cape is not interchangeable with the other ones that we have seen in the series. And here we have Elsa as the Snow Queen. Her cape is the same way, so again, a little bit disappointing. However, I do like that this is translucent and pearlescent. Just like the movie, her hair is free and loose, able to blow in the wind. There's no braid, there's no bun, there's no ponytail. She is just as free as she can be, and she bends at the waist. Although you can see her legs, she does not have any movement in them, but her outfit does have the same little patterns that it does in the movie. And unlike all of the other dolls that we've seen, because these two have the capes that are wide on the bottom, they can stand up all by themselves. So here is everybody that we found in today's video, except for the duplicates of Olaf. So pros and cons time. We're gonna start with the cons because I always like to end on a positive note. So for the cons, we have that some of their heads come off pretty easily, but on the opposite side of that, it does make them easier to dress, so that's gonna be kind of a wash for me. The other con is that they are kind of pricey. I mean, $40 for 9 figures is a little bit outside my realm of comfort whenever it comes to recommending a toy. Even though these are really well made, I think the biggest con for me though is that to get all of these figures, you have to wind up with 4 of the exact same Olaf. I feel like if the company is going to put the same character in multiple sets, at least the pose should change. As you guys can see, we have multiple poses and outfits for Anna and Elsa both. But whenever it comes to Olaf, who's probably one of the easiest characters to create different poses for, we have 4 identical ones. And now for the pros, and there are a lot of these. So starting with the fact that these are all really, really well made. I don't feel like they're going to fall apart or break. I think they can hold up to a little bit of rougher play. Again, I know the package says 3 and up. I would personally, in my professional opinion, recommend 4 and up for any of the ones that need removable items. But you're going to know your children much better than I do, so just take that into consideration. The next pro is that with the exception of getting 4 identical Olafs, you don't have to buy duplicates of any other doll to get an entire set, like you do whenever you're collecting the 12-inch dolls of the Frozen series. So this is much easier to get a full set if that's really what you want. Another pro for me, which comes with a con that I didn't think about earlier, is that you get multiple ages and multiple stages of the movie. So first you have them as children, then you have them as they are in the beginning of the movie, for their journey and how the movie ends, which is really cool if you're trying to reenact the entire movie. The con to that is that while you get the queen, you do not get the king, and he does have a pretty important part. And my last comment for this series is not really a pro or a con, it's just a few things that I would add, and down in the comments you can add your own ideas and whether or not you agree with mine. The first character that I would add to this collection that's not included is the leader of the Northuldra people. I feel like she has an important role in the movie, and I would really like to see some merchandise with her in it. The next person that I would add would be King Agnar. We have the queen and no king, even though they pretty much have the same amount of time in the movie. And the last things that I would add, since we have the wind spirit and the water spirit, would be a rock giant to cover the earth spirit. And of course, Bruni, I can't believe they didn't include him. He's one of my favorite characters. He's our little fire spirit, and I really think that he should have been included, maybe even before Gail, since he has a little bit of a bigger role and he's super cute. So tell me what you guys think down in the comments. I have had a blast providing this video for you guys. I hope you've enjoyed watching it. And until next time, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you later. Bye for now!